Okay, so the last lesson that we were doing was lesson 11, nutrition in living beings. And the lessons that we have completed till now, let's have a quick look. Till now, we are done with the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. Okay, then 11th chapter. I think I've taught you 6th and 7th chapter also. Different types of materials, part 1, different types of materials, part 2. Okay. And I think that's all, right? Anything that I'm missing? No. Okay, so those are the chapters that we've completed till now. Lesson 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 11. Okay, the lesson that we will start today is chapter 4, Biological Processes 1, that is respiration, circulation, and excretion. Okay, chapter 4, Biological Processes 1, respiration, circulation, and excretion. Okay, now all living organisms, we know, they need energy to stay alive. This we learned in the nutrition chapter also, that we need energy to stay alive. Okay, we need nutrition, we need energy to live, and also to do various functions, to move, to run, to work, to do various functions. We need energy. Energy is essentially required for the proper functioning of the various activities of the body. But where does the energy comes from? In the last chapter, we learned that the living organisms derive nutrition by various means. The food procured by various sources is digested. Procure means getting, to get. Okay, procure means to get, to attain, to get food from various sources is digested. The digested food is absorbed by the body so that it can be used for various functions in the body. The leftover undigested waste material is thrown out of the body. Okay. But have you ever thought how energy is created from this digested food? How useful materials are sent to the cells in our body? Who takes away the waste material out of the cells? How are they expelled out of the body? All these are biological processes, means the processes that happen inside the human body: respiration, circulation, and excretion. That is what we are going to study in the lesson. Okay. Now, why is it essential to breathe? Why is it necessary uh, to breathe? Why is breathing necessary? Now, breathing is essential to produce energy in the body, and energy is essential to stay alive. In reality, energy is needed by every object for moving, walking, etc. Okay, diesel or gas is needed for driving the car, bus, truck, etc. In the same manner, all living organisms need food for movement and other functions. Now, see, if you take a look at the electronics, the fan, the light, they get energy in the form of electricity. Okay, you get energy in the form of electricity. Then the buses, the cars, the vehicles, they get energy in the form of fuel. Okay, fuel, that is the gas, okay, diesel and petrol. Okay, then if you see plants, they get energy in the form of food, okay, and water and minerals. Okay, human beings also get energy in the form of food, but for that, breathing also plays a major role in producing energy. Okay, in the same manner, all living organisms need food for movement and other functions. Now, oxygen is an essential gas. for producing energy from food. Now, what happens? What happens? We eat food, okay? And when this burns in the oxygen gas, okay, the energy accumulated in food is released only when it burns in the oxygen gas found in the air, that is, when it reacts with the oxygen gas. Along with energy, carbon dioxide and water are also formed in this reaction. Okay. You know that living things, okay, such as plants. Plants is a very good example. Okay. They prepare their food. Okay. And they also prepare their food with the help of oxygen. Okay. And then when this reaction takes place, it releases CO2, water, and energy. Okay, so this is how oxygen plays an important role. When the food burns with or gets reacted, okay, with oxygen, it releases carbon dioxide, water, and energy in this process. If all the living organisms respire day and night, inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, then why is it that all the oxygen of the air is not exhausted and it is not completely filled with carbon dioxide? Okay, so this is a question. The question is that living beings, there are, you know, that there are many people on the earth. Okay, there are billions of people on the earth, and all of us we take in oxygen, and all of us we breathe out carbon dioxide. So why is the oxygen that never ends? Why the oxygen? Because all of us are breathing oxygen, all of us are taking it in, and all of us are releasing carbon dioxide. So why the oxygen is not ending? And why the carbon dioxide? Why is the air not just carbon dioxide? Because everyone is releasing carbon dioxide. The reason being that humans take in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, but the plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So this thing creates a balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in nature. Okay. Because the plants they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Okay. Humans take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So that is why there is a balance of both the gases in the atmosphere. Okay. Now, all the green plants on the earth, they undergo an important process which is called photosynthesis, okay, in which green plants take water from the soil and oxygen from the air and convert it into food in the presence of sunlight. The process of photosynthesis that we studied, okay, green plants take water from the soil, oxygen from the air, and sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, they produce food, okay, and oxygen is also produced in this process, which is released in the air. That is why we say plant more and more trees so that there can be more oxygen and there can be more oxygen in the air and the air can become more fresh. Okay, now let's come to respiration. Okay, respiration. The first biological process that we will study is respiration. Okay, now respiratory process, we'll study it in two parts. Firstly, we will talk about the process of breathing. The second, we will talk about how the food is converted to energy. In the process of respiration, how the conversion of food to energy takes place. Okay, both the things we'll talk about. First, the process of breathing in a man. Okay, now you know that you we breathe day and night. Okay, the breathing process goes on and on and on and on. Okay, doesn't that we breathe for some time, then we don't breathe, we take a rest, and then we again breathe? No, biological processes that are in our body, they are continuous. They go on till we die. Okay, biological processes goes on and on until our life goes on. Okay, the heartbeat, the beating of the heart, the breathing, all of this. Okay. Now, can we live without breathing? No, we cannot live without breathing. Okay. Keep two fingers of your hand under your nose. When you release your breath, you will feel the warm air coming out. Okay. You have to count the number of times your fingers feel this warm air. That is how many times you took in and released your breath in 1 minute. Okay. There is something that is known as breath per minute. Okay. Breath per minute means that in 1 minute, how many times are we breathing? Okay. In 1 minute, how many times are we breathing? Now, generally, it lies between 15 to 28 times in 1 minute. Okay, this is the average 15 to 28 times in 1 minute. We uh, inhale and exhale, means we breathe. Okay, this is rate of respiration. Rate of respiration. Now, the rate of breathing or rate of respiration is not same in every individual. Okay. If you want to compare Hannah and maybe Hannah's grandparents, okay, it will be different. The number of breaths will be different because like it's dependent on various factors also. Okay, like the age and all factors such as age, factors such as health issues, okay, the health, the age, fitness, everything. Okay, so based on that, also it differs. It differs between all the individuals. If I compare my uh, rate of respiration and your rate of respiration, it will be different. Okay, because it is different in individuals. Now, the rate of respiration increases in certain activities. If I am running very fast, okay, or if we are exercising continuously, or when we are afraid or scared, okay, the rate of respiration increases. Okay, the rate of respiration increases. You must have noticed when you must be running, you must be doing some physical activity, maybe playing a game, maybe badminton, maybe an outdoor game, maybe running. Okay, you must have felt that the rate of breathing must have increased. Okay, and it decreases also when we are sleeping. Okay, it decreases a little bit when we are sleeping. Our body constantly receives oxygen through breathing. The amount of oxygen is more in the air inhaled through breathing. The amount of carbon dioxide is more in the air expelled through breathing. What does this mean? This means that when we are, see, we know that the atmosphere is filled up with air. Okay, what we are breathing in is air. What we are exhaling out is also air. Okay, so when we are breathing in air, the what we breathe in, there is a lot of quantity of oxygen in it. Okay, and that is oxygen is more in the air inhaled. In the air that is inhaled, oxygen is more, and in the air that we exhale, means which comes out, carbon dioxide is more. Okay, when the body needs more energy, it demands more oxygen. Thereby, the rate of respiration increases. Now, why does this happen? Why do we breathe more? Why do we respiration rate increases when we are doing exercise, when we are running? Is because running and exercising are some major functions that require more energy. Okay, these functions they require more energy. So because they require more energy, our body tries to quickly get that energy. Okay, quickly we like breathe more. So that is why the breathing rate increases. In the same manner, when we are sleeping, and the energy now the body needs when sleeping is very less. Okay, because sleeping we are just lying down and our eyes are closed, our brain is resting, our body goes into rest. So the energy that we require while sleeping is very less. That is why we breathe less. When we are sleeping, rate of respiration slows down. Okay, now any doubt in inhalation, exhalation, rate of respiration. Any doubt in this till now?
That's really good.
Okay. Okay. Now comes how do we respire or how respiration takes place. Okay. Now, generally, we breathe through our nostrils. Nostrils are the two holes present in our nose. Okay. Generally, we breathe through that. The air taken in through the nostrils passes through the respiratory tube in the body and reaches the lungs. Okay. We have here in our throat a tube for air, a separate canal for air. Okay. That goes down, through which the air goes down. Okay. So, and then it reaches to the lungs. Lungs are a soft part of our body. In the last chapter, you have read that our lungs are protected by rib cage. This cage comprises of the vertebral column at the back and of the chest bone at the front. And both these bones are connected by ribs on the either side. Okay. The base of this cage is made up of a layer of muscles, which is called the diaphragm. The diaphragm keeps on moving up and down. Okay. The size of the lungs increase with the downward movement of diaphragm and the outward movement of ribs. This decreases the pressure of air. Okay, I will explain this to you. See, first so we know that the air that we inhale goes in through the nostrils, goes in through the windpipe, and then goes to the lungs. Okay. Now the lungs is a very soft organ. Okay. And to protect that, to protect the lungs and the heart, we have a hard structure of bones around it called the rib cage. Okay. Now rib cage, the back, it is also connected to the backbone. The backbone is called the vertebral column. Okay, that we studied previously, the backbone called the vertebral column. Okay, now, now beneath the lungs, okay, beneath the lungs here, we have another organ, okay, called the diaphragm. Okay, it is called the diaphragm. Now, this diaphragm, when we breathe, now, it keeps on moving up and down. Okay, as we breathe, this diaphragm slowly keeps on moving up and down. Now the size of lungs increase with the downward movement of the diaphragm and the outward movement of the ribs. Okay. What happens when we breathe in? The lungs fill with air. Okay. When we breathe in, the lungs fill with air and the diaphragm, the downward movement. Okay, the downward. If have you seen a person lying down flat while sleeping? A person who is lying down flat, maybe your parents, when you must be sleeping near them, you must have seen they're lying down flat, and when they are sleeping, their stomach moves up and down like that. Have you seen a person's stomach move up and down while sleeping?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
that is not stomach which is moving up and down. Okay, because breathing takes place. Breathing, even when we are sleeping, we breathe. But that stomach that's moving, that's not stomach which is moving. That is diaphragm. That is rising and coming down. Okay, rising and coming down. Upward movement, downward movement. That rising and coming down is not stomach. It is diaphragm. That is the movement of your diaphragm, which is happening as you breathe. Okay, that is the diaphragm moving when you are breathing. Now, this decreases the pressure of air inside the lungs. Okay. Now, due to this low pressure of air inside the lungs and high pressure of air outside, the air outside enters the lungs. And this is when we take in the air, this is called inspiration or inhalation. Okay. This is called inspiration or inhalation when we take in the air. when we take in the air, okay, what happens? There is downward movement of diaphragm, okay. When we take in the air, downward movement of diaphragm. When you release the air, upward movement of diaphragm. Just breathe and place a hand on your stomach, like a little above your stomach, and try to breathe and relax, release, inhale and exhale, and then feel the movement that is taking place there. You will be able to understand. Okay, that when we inhale, the upward movement of diaphragm. When we exhale, sorry, when we inhale, the downward movement of diaphragm, and when we exhale, the upward movement of diaphragm takes place. On return of the diaphragm to its normal position, that is upward position, and the inward movement of ribs, the size of lung decreases. Okay, the size of lung decreases, and the pressure of air inside the lungs increase. Now, the pressure of air being higher in the lungs and causes the outside air from inside the lungs to come out. Okay. Now, when the size of the lungs decrease, okay, and the diaphragm moves in upward position, we exhale. Okay. Expiration or exhalation. Okay. Inspiration or exhalation. All right. This is the diaphragm. Okay. Let me just show you an image which is in English. 1 second. Check this out. This is the lungs. Okay, the rib cage is there, and then below that is this place, this organ. Okay, this is the diaphragm. Okay, what happening is here you are inhaling the air, means air is taking in. So when we inhale the air, our rib cage expands, okay, and the lungs fill with air. The lungs also, expand a little bit because they are filled with air, okay, and the diaphragm contracts, okay, moves down. As the lungs fill with air, there is downward movement of diaphragm, moves down, okay, and when we exhale the air, okay, exhale the air, the rib cage gets smaller because the lungs contract, because the air is coming out of the lungs contract, but diaphragm relaxes, diaphragm moves upward. Okay, opposite is happening, see, with the lungs and the diaphragm. Okay, explaining you in a very simple manner. When we inhale the air, the lungs expand because they get filled with the air, and the diaphragm contracts, moves downwards. Okay, lungs expand, diaphragm contracts, diaphragm moves downwards. When we exhale, the lungs contract because the air is coming out, and the diaphragm relaxes or moves upward. Okay, diaphragm moves upward. So this is the inhalation and exhalation, the movement of your lungs and your diaphragm. Okay, check this out. This is the diaphragm here. Okay, the red color thing that you can see is the diaphragm. Okay, this is also a good diagram. When you breathe in, your chest expands, diaphragm contracts. When you breathe out, the chest contracts. Here you can see the lung is bigger. Here, second image, it is smaller. Okay, because it contracts when you exhale and the diaphragm relaxes. Okay, or diaphragm moves upwards. Okay, understood. Inhalation and exhalation.
Yes,
Okay, I will send you a good diagram of the respiratory system. Okay, this is the nose from where inhalation takes place. Okay, then we have pinax and linax. Okay, that is at the back of your mouth. Then the pipe through which it goes down, the air goes down, is known as trachea. Okay, the pipe that you can see is known as trachea. Okay, then it divides into two and it's connected with our lungs. Okay, we will talk about what this round structure is. This is bronchi. Okay, we will talk about it. Okay, what is this? Like we have it further in the chapter. I'll explain you how they work. I'll explain you. Okay, and the lungs are there. Okay, this is a simple diagram, and I'll find a good diagram of it and I'll send you. I'll share it with you. Here it is written. Bronchi and bronchioles are present in the lungs. Okay, what are their function? What do they do? We will discuss all of it. Okay, there is this activity. Take an inch tape, breathe out all the air that you can, and measure your chest. Then breathe in all the air that you can take, and again measure the chest. Is there any difference between the two measurements? If yes, then how much? That is how much your chest expands. Okay, how much your lungs expand when you breathe in air, and how much they get contracted when you breathe out the air. Okay, that measurement is like in doing this activity, you can know that. Okay, so we will stop here for today. There is one more activity. This is like with a bottle and a balloon. You can read this at home and try out if you want. Okay, exercise 1 point, oh sorry, 4.1 is homework for you. Okay,
ma'am, can
4
you put
point,
our group?
yes, Hannah, yes, I'll put it in the group. Okay, also from 4.3 we will be starting tomorrow. Okay, meet tomorrow and start with 4 points. Okay, that's all for you all. And a little break for you. Okay, a little break for you. And then we will be meeting for maths class. Go have water and please be back in 2 minutes. Okay, we will begin with the maths class now. Can I have your videos on, please?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, my mom has a meeting at 1 o'clock. Is it okay if I leave 5 to 10 minutes early?
Is that okay if you... Yes, yes, no problem.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, I cannot open my video. It says that the host is.
Just give me a second, Hannah. Hello. Please, you'll open the book. I'll be right back. Okay. You'll be ready with the register and notebook. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah. Yes. Hannah, now try. Now try. Okay. Hello, Joshua. Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. How are the holidays?
Very fine, ma'am.
Okay. So in maths, we were doing a chapter with many lines. I think we were doing the 16, no, not 16. 10 and 11 chapter, we were doing fundamental geometrical shapes I taught you. And then the 11th chapter, angles and parallel lines, right? Hannah and Zoe and
Ma'am,
Joshua.
we were in the chapter of fundamental
Can you
geometry.
say that again?
Ma'am, I thought we were still in the chapter one, the fundamental geometrical concept.
Fundamental geometrical concept. Okay. Let me just open and we will check together. Well, chapter triangles, so we did earlier only. Okay, then the chapter 10, I remember doing it with you. I remember we did the line segment and everything. Did we start the 11th chapter?
No,
Did No, not yet.
I think we went in the middle, ma'am.
Can you repeat that again? You're muted, Jules.
I think we only went to the middle of chapter 10, ma'am.
You think we were in the middle of chapter 10? Okay. I remember telling you about this, the different types of instruments in a geometry box that I remember. We did it. Okay. And about this thing, using a scale to draw the line segment. Do you all remember me teach this to you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, it's very easy. You just mark 2 points according, like, put the scale and mark 2 points and then join them with a line. Mark them A and B. Okay, that's how to draw a line segment with the scale. Okay, and that is all about chapter 10. Okay, that is all about chapter 10. Now, the 11th chapter is there. Okay, we can start with the 11th chapter. Do you have your geometry box ready today? No.
Ma'am, I traveled, ma'am, in my grandmother's house. Ma'am, let me.
Okay. Okay, then, no problem. We can start with another chapter. Okay, let's finish that, and then until then, you all can get your geometry boxes ready. Okay, let's do the chapter parallelograms. Oh, sorry, quadrilaterals.
Ma'am, I brought it.
Okay. We will be starting with the chapter quadrilaterals. Okay. Lesson 13 today. Then we'll finish the 13th chapter. And then after 13, we'll begin with, we can do the geometry and subsequently we can do geometry. Okay, that's fine. It's like good chapter, quadrilaterals and its types. Okay, let me open the whiteboard. Okay, hope you are preparing the triangles chapter for the upcoming quiz. All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Zoe,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Prepare nicely. Then we will be having the quiz for the chapter. Okay, lesson 13, quadrilaterals and its types. Okay. Now, we will first talk about what is a quadrilateral. Okay, what is a quadrilateral? That we'll talk about. Now, a quadrilateral is a four-sided plane figure, okay, or a four-sided plane closed figure. Okay, it has four vertices and two diagonals. Okay, I will make it. We will be making it. Make sure you join it to the corner. We will name them. Name the edges. A, B, C, D. Okay. You can make it like that. Or, okay, I'm writing the definition. A quadrilateral is a four-sided closed figure with four vertices and to diagonals. Okay. Now, the quadrilateral has four sides AB, AC, CD, D, two diagonals AC and BD. Okay, and what are the vertices again? These corners, A, corner B, corner C, and D are the vertices. Okay, so vertices A, B, C, and D. Diagonals are A and B. Sorry, A and C, B and D, PD, AC and BD. Okay, now write down till this one, this much, and then wait, I'll tell you one property of the quadrilateral.
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in a quadrilateral, angles formed at the opposite vertices are called opposite angles. Okay. In a quadrilateral, angles formed at the opposite vertices are called opposite angles. Okay. I will make a diagram and I will show you. Okay. I'm going to name it again. Okay. Now look at angle DAB and angle ABC. DAB and ABC. Angle DAB. This angle and DAC. One second. Okay. And we also have angle ABC and angle APC. Okay. Or let's do one thing. Just a minute.
Done, ma'am.
Just draw the diagram.
Done, ma'am, with that as well, ma'am.
Okay.
Then
Okay. Okay. Now,
excuse me, ma'am.
yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, I have to leave in 5 minutes.
You have to leave in 5 minutes. Why so early?
Ma'am, my mom has a meeting now. It's about to start in 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay, Hannah. So I will put the link in the group. Okay, so you can go and check out the rest of the class from there. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. See, I have marked it with blue and red. Okay. Now you can see that the two angles, that is angle A and angle C, okay, are opposite angles. Angle A and angle C. Or you can write down angle DAC and angle BCD are opposite angles. Okay, that are marked in blue. Opposite angles. Also, angle ADC. ADC means angle D and angle ABC. ABC are also opposite angles because they are opposite to each other. Okay, because they are opposite to each other, they are opposite angles. Just mark this in your diagram. Mark this in your diagram. Okay. Then we will talk about adjacent angles. Okay. Can anybody tell me what are adjacent angles?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone? Adjacent angles?
Ma'am, angle and its neighbor are having that. And its neighbor.
Say again.
Ma'am, adjacent angles may be an angle and its neighboring angle.
Neighboring angle. Yes. Yes, that's right. Okay. Now, some angles that are formed on the same side, okay, form on the same side or has a side common, okay, are called adjacent angles. Okay, that is right. That share the same um side, okay, are adjacent angles. Okay. Now, a quadrilateral has two more two pairs of adjacent angles. Write that down. A quadrilateral. In fact, even more are there. Even more will be there. Let's see how many can be there. Four pairs we can make in a quadrilateral. Okay. In a quadrilateral, we can actually make four pairs of adjacent angles. You have to leave now, Hannah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Hannah. No problem. I will see you tomorrow.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Bye,
Bye
Anna.
bye. You too. Okay. Four pairs of adjacent angles will be there. Angle A and B, angle B and C, angle C and D, angle D and angle E. Okay. None. Done writing till now, till here.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, a quadrilateral divides itself into three parts, just like a triangle. Okay. The surface of quadrilateral has three parts. So the quadrilateral divides its surface into three parts. The, the interior, the exterior, and the quadrilateral itself. Check the diagram, and if we put it in a plane, Then this is interior, exterior, and quadrilateral. It's okay. Quadrilateral. It's okay. Done writing. Zoe.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I will quickly give you a table. This is about the quadrilateral. Okay. Sides are four. You can just, it's not necessary for you to make a table. You can just write one sides dash number of sides. Okay. Then how many angles? Four angles. How many vertices? Four vertices. How many diagonals? Two diagonals. Pairs of adjacent sides. Four. Pairs of opposite sides. Are two. Pairs of opposite angles. Are three. And pairs of adjacent angles. Is four. These are all the properties of um quadrilaterals. Okay. And four, see, we will, when we talk about the types of quadrilaterals, we'll talk about the square, we'll talk about the kite, we'll be talking about the rectangle, okay, we'll be talking about all this types of quadrilaterals, and this is true for all the types of quadrilaterals. Okay, four sides, four angles, four vertices, two diagonals, four pair of adjacent sides, four pair of adjacent angles, two pair of opposite sides, and two pairs of opposite angles. Yes, Yeshua. Anything you want to ask?
Are we supposed to make this diagram, ma'am?
You're supposed to write this down, okay? But it's like not necessary to write it in table form, okay? But you can just write it down without making the table like that. Just put a dash and write all the things, okay? These are like there is a question in the like book, okay, where it is asked that how many pairs of opposite sides, how many pairs of adjacent sides, how many pair of this, that. So this will help you. If a fill in the blank or any short question is asked, how many pairs of adjacent angles are there? This is the table that will help you in answering that. Okay, understood? So, okay. Tomorrow we will talk about what is the total of the angles of a quadrilateral. Okay, what is the sum total of all the angles of a quadrilateral? Okay, what is the measure of all the angles of the quadrilateral, and how is it verified? How do we verify it? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what are the various types of quadrilaterals that are there. Okay, we'll also talk about that. And that's it. Any doubt in today's class? Anything else that you want to ask me?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. That's it for you today. And I'll be meeting you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, Zoe.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.